Good afternoon guys, welcome back to Maverick Baking. My name is Kelly and today we're eating some more junk food. So I was about to say strap in, but that feels either far too action-packed or sexual for a video of this nature. Today we are tasting products from another part of the world again, though this time we're taking a break from Poland. We're actually taking a little trip south west to Italy. So the wonderful chocolate-based snack food we are tasting today are these Loacker wafers. Now these are Italian, they are not hugely available here in the UK. The only place I've ever seen them available is in Caffè Nero. A very reliable and generous Italian in my life got me a few of these, and yeah, today we're gonna taste them and review them. So hopefully they're not shite. So we have three flavors of these wafers here today. We have the Napolitana, which is chocolate and hazelnut wafers. We have the vanille, which is crispy wafers with vanilla cream, and we have the Creme Cacao, which has a cocoa and chocolate cream. So I think I'm going to start with the vanilla wafer. So as I said, these are an Italian snack. I believe they are kind of from the north because it likes to play a lot on the Alps, and you can see on the packaging that we have some cheeky mountains. Some wee cheeky mountains in there. So yeah, let's just tear into this vanilla wafer and see what it's like. Okay, so we tear this open, and rather than one kind of large wafer, we have four kind of smaller I tell a lie, we have 8 little kind of thin finger-sized wafer snacks here. So they aren't very thick, but they're very light, and there's a decent amount of them in the packet. So we have the usual kind of crispy, kind of waffly wafer print on the outside there, and you can see there's going to be some layers of that wafer and vanilla cream in the center. Smells very sweet, smells a bit wafery. Let's give the vanilla Loacker a taste. The wafer's very crisp, which is actually quite nice because on a lot of kind of wafer products, the wafer can be really light and kind of too flaky to the point that it kind of feels like you're eating something a bit dusty, but there's definitely a good crunch to those ones. So obviously, as this is the vanilla, there isn't too strong a flavour in there. You get a nice kind of crunch and crispiness from the wafer, and it does kind of flake and melt away nicely. And then you get this kind of thick, sweet cream in the middle. And it is actually quite sweet in a good way. Some wafer products can almost taste a bit savoury because there isn't a lot of that kind of creamy filling in there. But that is actually very nice. And I can understand why they're in little individual fingers like that. They're quite addictive. The biggest kind of wafer product in the UK is obviously a Kit Kat. So for me personally, if that was coated in chocolate, it would be absolutely perfect. But other than that, it delivers what it says it is. It tastes good. It has a good kind of mouthfeel. I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5. Okay, let's move on to our second flavour, which is going to be the hazelnut cream filled wafers. Now this sounds just dandy, to be honest. It sounds dreamy. Chocolate and hazelnut is a classic combination, especially in kind of Italian desserts. Obviously, Italy is the country that blessed us with Nutella, and for that we are forever in their debt. So let's hope that that kind of great history of chocolate and hazelnut translates well to these wafers. So again, you can see that we have just the kind of 8 individual fingers of that wafer in there. There's a definite kind of chocolatey, hazelnutty smell when you get in there. So again, same kind of colour, quite a pale wafer. And then you have those kind of darker chocolatey layers of that chocolate hazelnut cream in there. Let's give it a go. Much better. Real hazelnutty flavour in there. A lot of the time when you see that something's going to be chocolate and hazelnut, the chocolate really overtakes and it can just end up being this really sweet, slightly hazelnutty thing. That has a proper ballsy hazelnut taste in there with the chocolate. Again, it's sweet, but in a good way. It's nothing too much. There's a great kind of crispy crunch to that wafer and a good, rich, chocolatey, hazelnutty cream in the centre. Really, really delicious. As I said, it's got that kind of addictive combination of textures. It's not too sickly. It delivers perfectly on the crunch and on the chocolate and hazelnut flavour. That is a 5 out of 5 wafer for me. Definitely. I'm going to need to buy these in bulk. Okay, now let's move on to our Creme Cacao flavour. So this has a cocoa and hazelnut cream. So I think this wafer is going to be a lot kind of richer and darker in that chocolate flavour than the last one. Okay, so again, we open it up to see those 8 individual fingers. You can already see that that chocolate cream is nice and dark in there. So again, pale wafer with that same waffly wafer pattern, like the bottom of a Vans shoe. And you have that dark kind of layer in between those on all edges of that cocoa and chocolate cream. There isn't much you can smell on this one, kind of like the vanilla. It doesn't have the big nutty flavour that the hazelnut one did. Let's see how it tastes though. Oh, that is dark. A much, much darker, richer, full-bodied kind of chocolate flavour in these. To the point that this actually isn't very sweet at all. That is really delicious. As a big lover of dark chocolate, I really appreciate that kind of big, ballsy cocoa flavour. But it's definitely one for the dark chocolate fans out there. Great crunch to the wafer, rich chocolate taste. Not quite as addictive as the hazelnut flavour. And it would definitely be harder to eat a lot of these because they are richer, but still very delicious. Not quite as good, but still very good. So I'm going to give that another 4 out of 5. Overall, these wafers are much more impressive than they look, to be honest. You know, wafers aren't something that I get particularly excited by, just because, as I said, the only real wafer-based chocolate here in the UK is a Kit Kat or a Kit Kat Chunky. And while they're good, I don't think they would ever be my first choice of chocolate. So it's nice to get a wafer that properly delivers on a good flavour and a good texture, without actually needing to be coated in chocolate. Though, it would still be good if they were. If you have ever tasted Loacker wafers, whether you picked them up in Caffè Nero, or you visited Italy, or you are from or in Italy just now, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts on them. In the meantime, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.